What's good, it's a Boydude Reviews, and today we're going to review the second movie in the One Piece film series, Clockwork Orange. Released on March 3rd, 2001, its story stands separate from the canon saga, though its status quo somewhat fits in the period between the East Blue Saga and the Alabasta Saga. In both its theatrical and home releases, it is bundled with the other four One Piece movies, Django Dance Carnival, and the first and fourth One Piece film. Like most of Toho's early movies, Clockwork Adventure was never dubbed into English. Its only official English language remains a 2014 manga entertainment box set compiling the first three movies with optional subtitles. And in pursuit of a stolen Going Merry, the Straw Hat Pirates joined forces with the Thief Brothers, a pair of mismatched dudes with designs on the wondrous but somewhat deadly Clockwork Island. Soon, an all-out war erupts between them and the Clockwork Island's reigning pirate clan. Their tyrannical Captain Bear King schemes to not only conquer the seas with a fearsome super weapon, but to take Nami as her bride by any means necessary. How will the Straw Hats tackle and defeat this dude? Well, you gotta find out to figure it out, and you can find it wherever you want to find it. There are multiple places to watch it, and yeah. The Clockwork Island Adventure was released as a double feature with Digimon Adventure 2 Revenge of Diabrumum at Toho's 2001 Spring Anime Fair. It noticeably outperformed its predecessor, placing its second in its opening weekend, and eventually within the period of March 17th to the 25th of March, it ranked at Japan's box office at number 1. Till the Strong World movie came out years later after this one. This film at the time was the highest grossing One Piece film, apparently. Let's go on with the good of this film, and the good of this film is that compared to the first one, there's a lot more action sequences in the film. Like, there's a lot more battles. World building in this film is a lot interesting. It's far more interesting. I love Clockwork Island so much. The designs on the buildings look so interesting and colorful and unique, and watching this film made me realize that I'm currently in the 2011 era of One Piece, so just after the time skip era. So coming back and watching this movie back in the pre-time skip era was a nice treat, because it made me miss the very extreme expressions on like the main characters. Like, it made me remember how Looney Toony this show was, and just the detail in the face, like the expression and just the squat and stretch and all that jazz was so amazing. I also found Luffy and the villains battle to be a lot more intense and interesting. It got very violent at times, very intense, and some of the background characters and the secondary characters, particularly the Thief Brothers, were better written than the filler characters of the previous movie, which I did like primarily. There's a lot more humor. The humor in this one is a little bit more funnier than the other one. The other one was kind of a slow drag. It was a little bit of a slow burn, but this one, yeah, we get world building. It's fast paced, but there's a lot more slower moments, particularly when we come to the fights. It's not too sporadic in a way. But let's go to the negatives of this film. And unfortunately, this movie doesn't really do much to, offer anything new to the One Piece universe as a film. This film isn't even over an hour and 20 minutes long. It's super short. I don't even know if it's really a film. It's only 55 minutes long. It's not even an hour. So that kind of sucks. And because of it's not only an hour, it's really fast, and it feels like it's more like a two-parter or three-parter filler arc in a way. Like, you can see the start, middle, and end of this, and you could easily cut it and it can be like a TV show, like a three-parter series. It doesn't feel like a movie. It doesn't feel that cinematic. There are some interesting perspectives, particularly with Zora's fight. Had a lot of interesting dynamic shots, which I liked, but to be honest with you, there wasn't really that much interesting with this film. The background characters' designs weren't that well done. Like, the colors were so bland that they started to mesh with the backgrounds, and it became kind of hard to see the characters, particularly in the darker scenes, which I don't know, like the villain is just pretty bad altogether. Like he's creepy and perverted, and he's just not very interesting. Though his design is, I guess, interesting, and his power is interesting. Him as a person he's not very cool in a way. He's not a really interesting villain that I want, like compared to Crocodile or Arlong. Like this dude kind of sucks, to be honest with you. And this movie kind of feels more like a rehash of the Arlong Park arc in a way. It's basically the same Straw Hat dudes trying to save Nami from this evil dude who is just evil in a way, and he has this entire island under his control, just like the Nami arc in the Arlong Park. It was I couldn't not see it. I just kept thinking how much better written that arc was compared to this film. This film was very not really well told. The writing was a bit off, all over the place, just not really original. They could have done so much more with this film. They could have really gone all out, but they did. There was a lot of intense sequences, a lot of fan service. There's a fan service character, like she doesn't speak for 20 seconds, and it's just fan service throughout. And yeah, this film, gonna give it a C-. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It did have some nice sequences. The animation was a lot more fluid in this one compared to the previous one, which I liked. And yeah, if you just like to watch this film for the visuals, go ahead. The soundtrack wasn't that original. It was kind of bland and boring, but I'd recommend it, I suppose. It was better than the first film. Thanks for watching. Drop me a like, comment down below and tell me, did you like this film or not? Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece movie reviews in the future, and more anime and manga reviews coming soon. But thanks for watching. As always, a Boydude review signing out.